Okay, so here I am with Karen Klopfenstein, live from Los Angeles. Hi, Karen. How are you today?
I'm good, Terry.
Great.
It's very sunny here.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So the weather's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, I just wanted to kind of get a little bit of information from you to share with everyone. For example, I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and primarily like how you got involved with writing and creating television shows.
Well, I started as an assistant director in theater because I thought that directing was definitely the area that I was interested in and wanting to pursue. I decided to take a creative writing class at UCLA and actually didn't like the creative writing class at all. I switched over to screenwriting, and I thought it would just be fun. It was something I had always been interested in and wondered about, and I fell in love with it. So I have been a screenwriter, a working screenwriter for the past 10 years or more, and now I transitioned into television about 3 years ago, after completing another UCLA course in writing scripted television. And I love it. And so I've created 3 original series and working on this web series.
Right. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what are the differences between that you find different from film writing to television writing?
The biggest difference, in the first difference is that the writer on a television show is the most important person on the project. In film, it's the director. The director knows all, says all, is the be-all and end-all, and everyone reports to the director. On a television show, it's the writer. The writer is creating everything on the show. Directors are mainly hired for blocking and that sort of thing. The conversation between the crew and the cast, you know what I mean. But the writer is basically the main person. In style-wise, pacing, I think that in a film, you have all the time in the world. Time is not a luxury. You can just take your time and write huge scenes where people say nothing, sitting in a field, staring out at the sunset. In television, you don't have that luck. Time is not a luxury, and so I kind of almost love the challenge of having to fit everything into a 45-page script. And I don't know, the next time you watch a show, maybe you can consider that, just that how they have to give you an entire background on a character in a clever way that's fast and smart and seamless, so that you don't know that's exactly what's happening, Right. So I just love that. I love the whole thing. And it's also collaborative. As a screenwriter, you're on your own. You're sitting in your apartment quietly, trying to produce this thing. I love the collaborative process of television. It is a room full of people coming together with their greatest ideas and smashing them together into one, fantastic script. You hope. Yeah. It's not always the case. But, yeah, I just love that. I feed off of that energy. It's just incredible.
So can you tell me a little bit about how the groupie came about?
The groupie... Well, the groupie was one of those ideas when I had been asked by a producer to come up with a pitch for some shows, some show ideas, and I had been just sitting quietly trying to think of some things, and all of a sudden and that sometimes that's how it happens. There's really no clever answer to this one other than I was just sitting there and I was imagining. I think maybe I had a conversation earlier with someone about speed dating or one of those things. A friend had gone to a foodie group full of, it was a gay foodie group, where, where it was like, just gay and lesbian foodies at a dinner table at a restaurant. And so, where they all split the bill and, you know, analyze the food. And so I thought that's hilarious. And he is one of those people that does go, like, he tries to be social. He tries to go out and do things. And so that may have spawned the idea. In fact, it sounds like it did. So I just sort of had this idea of this woman, and also inspired by myself. I mean, I took some of my, you know, self-deprecating moments, which is like, you know, you're 40, you're single, and, you know, maybe that's a great way to meet people, is to join a bunch of groups. And so I took that maybe 10 steps further and created a girl who is so lonely that she thinks that's the greatest way to meet friends, but she sort of tries to disguise it as research for a sociology course that she's going to be taking online. And so the groups span, and every time she joins a group, she gets thrown out of it. So she has to keep going to different groups. She's running out of groups to join. And so that's why the groups get more and more ridiculous as the season goes on.
So how did this, how did it come about to being a web series? Why launch it as a web series? Is this the new trend?
It's the new trend, and it's also, you have so much power that way. I mean, here we are, we're writers, we're trying to get our work out there, and, you know, we've completely gone are the days where you mail a script to someone. Everything's digital, everything's visual, and, you know, you hear about these people left and right. You know, they have a YouTube web series that gets picked up on Showtime or HBO, and you're just like, what? You know, and so I thought, with my filmmaking background, why am I not doing this? What is going on? So I discussed it with my other writers in my writers group and said, what do you think? I think it's something we can do. And of course, actors that I'm friends with, like and said, we can pull this off. We can do this. Why can't we do this? And that's exactly how we're doing it. We're using it as a calling card and hoping that it entertains people and it gets, you know, it gets some views, basically.
Great. All right. Well, thank you very much.